Wales and South Africa have both released their teams for their upcoming test match in round 3 of the Nations Championship. I'm really excited for this game because the Springboks, obviously, they are world champs, they are number 1 in the world, and they are playing like it. But Wales are also kind of working their way up the ranks now, getting a lot better. Obviously, I don't know where they are ranked right now. I think they might even be outside the top 10. I'm not too sure, but they are getting better as a team. I mean, they beat Fiji, they beat Italy, they beat the Barbarians. They had a pretty good, solid game against Argentina in Argentina as well. And Argentina is not a kind of team that's a pushover at all. So obviously Scotland went there, got a good win. Wales put up a really good fight, and I think they'll do the same thing in South Africa this weekend. Now, I don't expect Wales to beat South Africa. Of course I don't. I mean, the last 5 times these teams have played against each other, the Springboks have won 5 of those games, Wales winning none, and the Springboks averaging 48 points per game while Wales average 11. So the last 5 games, if that tells the story for these teams that play against each other, the Springboks are the firm favourites, and I still do think the Springboks are the firm favourites. But if you are a Springbok fan and you haven't been keeping up with the Wales team, they are on the up, they are getting a lot better, and they are going to come to try beat the Springboks. And there is a bit more of a self-belief within the Wales team. Some of these players that were a year or two ago uncapped Welsh players, maybe below 10 caps. Some of these guys are now over 20 caps, over 30 caps, reaching the 10 cap mark, and that's when you start becoming an experienced international player. So Wales are on the up. I don't expect it to be a pushover, but I do probably expect the Springboks to win. But that being said, in this video, we'll go over the lineups, go over their recent form, and go over our predictions as well. So if you do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. I really do appreciate all the support. We've just hit 3,000 subscribers. We're trying to go for 10,000. So if you can help in any way, please hit the subscribe button because I really do appreciate it. And I will be responding to all the comments as well. So Wales in their last 5 games, they've won 3 of their last 5. They lost to Ireland 27-17. So not bad either if you consider that Ireland just came off after beating England by a really healthy margin that game. Wales beat Italy as well. They beat the Barbarians. They beat Fiji with a healthy margin. And they lost to Argentina by 14 points where the game could have been a lot closer as well. So won 3 of their last 5. They are on the up. They are definitely getting better. Then, of course, for the Springboks, winning 5 of their last 5. They beat Ireland last year. They beat Wales 73-0. They beat the Barbarians this year. They beat England. And they beat a very good Scotland team. So, overall, I will say that the Springboks definitely will be the favourites. And even for the whole table right now, for the Nations Championship, Springboks are at number 1 and Wales are at number 5. But, obviously, things can change for Wales. But I don't expect them to change too much for the Springboks. But we'll go over the teams. Then we'll talk about our predictions. So, the Springboks with a few changes here. A few debutants as well, which I'm very excited about. I've been wanting to speak about this. So number 1, Gerard Steenkamp. Number 2, Malcolm Marx. Number 3, a debutant, Carlos Sadi. Number 4, Kobus Visser. We'll get a bit more into him now. Number 5, Ruben van Heerden, another debutant who's a very good player who actually really does deserve a cap right now. Number 6, once again, Paul de Villiers. Number 7, and captain Peter Steph du Toit. Number 8, Jasper Visser. Number 9, Kobus Reinach. Number 10, the 20-year-old Vusi Moyo making his debut for the Springboks. Number 11, Kurtley Orense. Number 12, Damien Derlindi. Number 13, Jesse Kriel. Number 14, another debutant, the 4th, Jaco Williams. And number 15, Apelele Fassi. Moving on to the bench, number 16, Andre Iguventa. Number 17, Jan-Hendrik Wessels. Both of those guys were teammates together in high school as well, so they know how to play together quite well as well. Number 18, Volkulo. Number 19, Ben Jason Dixon. Number 20, Marco van Staden. Number 21, Herschel Jantjies. Number 22, Mani Lebok. And number 23, Damian Willemse. So a lot of change in this team from last week. All of the teams that the Springboks have put out over the last 3 weeks have not been the same. There's been a lot of changes. There's been a few debutants because I think right now, Rassie Erasmus and the coaching staff, they want to test these players. They want to see if some of these players have what it takes to kind of be at this level. And especially for the locks there. There is a crisis right now with locks and injuries at lock for South Africa. So Ruan Nortje was never going to play this game. They need him for the All Blacks tour. Eben Etzebeth wasn't going to play this game. They need him for the All Blacks tour. Same with Luit as well. But the problem is some of these guys like a Luit, like a Eben Etzebeth, might not even be properly match fit. They might not even be battle ready, battle hardened for that All Black series. So if you do find a guy like a Kobus Visser, who I thought, besides those early penalties early on in the game last week against Scotland, he was brilliant throughout the rest of the game. If you can find a guy like that on form, you've got to play them. And of course, Ruben van Heerden, a line-out general. And we all know the Springboks do pride themselves on line-out. So for Ruben van Heerden this week, he can make a big impact. He can make a big impact on the team and throughout the coaches as well if he has a good game and kind of get himself into the team going forward. He has the opportunity. And of course, number 3 as well, Carlos Sadi, one of the biggest human beings on earth that I've ever seen in my life, backed up by a guy like Volkulo. if Carlos Soldi has a good game, he's been playing very well for Bordeaux, he could easily be going into that All Blacks Greatest Rivalry Series and getting some game time as well. I thought some of the guys last week from the bench were decent for the Springboks. I mean, Zachary Portons had a few good games, but I think Carlos Soldi really does have an opportunity here to really get himself into the team, into the squad going forward, because he's not an old guy either. I think he's only 26 or 27 right now, so some very interesting selections there, especially if you take into account their age. Of course, Gerard Steenkamp, we haven't seen him start for a while. He's always playing off the bench, but he is a solid player alongside Malcolm Marx, the World Player of the Year for last year. That loose trio right now definitely is the strongest loose trio for the Springboks. I don't know why Siya Kolisi's not playing. Are they resting him? Is Paul de Villiers the main guy right now? Because Paul de Villiers, that's his third game in a row right now, playing some really good rugby. A lot of people saying that he should be the number 6 from now on. It'll be very interesting to see what they do. Will they play Siya Kolisi from the starting lineup for the Greatest Rivalry Series? Or will Paul de Villiers and that whole loose trio be the starting lineup? Because Paul de Villiers, Pieter-Steph du Toit and Jasper Wiese looks extremely like the full strength team right now. So that could be very interesting going forward. Of course, number 9, Kobus Reinach, one of the most experienced scrum halves in the world. He's just got better with age. And alongside Vusi Moyo, so a young guy paired with an experienced guy, that is the right guy. That is the right way to do it. Vusi Moyo is a really talented player, and there's some really good 10s coming through the ranks right now for South Africa. I mean, Vusi Moyo, Yakin Ahmed, Alziden Felix is kind of a utility back there for the juniors. You have Sasha and Ngomezulu as well. Mani Lebok's not an old guy either, and Andre Pollard still has a few years left. So it's 4 or 5 really solid number 10 options right now in South African rugby, so it's going to be very interesting to see how Vusi Moyo does. I'd say his gameplay is more orientated towards the international rugby right now. He's a good kicker, he's a good distributor as well. He's not going to try too much with ball in hand. He's a very solid player, almost like a Andre Pollard, but I'd say right now Vusi Moyo's got a really trusted boot as well, so it could be very interesting to see if Vusi Moyo has a good game this weekend. I think he will. I mean, he's backed up by Kobus Reinach and surrounded by guys like Damien de Lindy and Jesse Kriel, who make up the centre combination, the most capped centre combination for the Springboks in South African rugby history. They know their role, they know what to do, and they know how to get the best from the players around them as well. And of course, there are guys making their debuts around them. Yaku Williams at number 14. I do think as well, if Sikatelo Siyaya wasn't injured, he'd be making a debut as well somewhere along the lines. But Yaku Williams has been brilliant every single time he's played for the Sharks. He understands this level. He was incredible for the under-20s last year. I mean, he's playing in Durban where he went to high school, at Glenwood High School, so it kind of makes sense to play him there. Carlos Soldi as well, played at the Sharks for many years. Ruben van Heerden played at the Sharks for many years as well. Vusi Moyo plays at the Sharks, so all the guys that are making their debuts, they're familiar with the stadium, they're familiar with the atmosphere, they're familiar with the conditions as well. Durban has very specific conditions that makes it a different challenge compared to different stadiums. The humidity, the noise, everything there. It's just a bit of a different atmosphere, a lot of different conditions as well. So those 4 guys there will understand it, and I think that could be a reason why selecting them was such a good choice as well, because they are familiar with the stadium. They're going to feel at home there in that stadium playing their debuts. So very good decision making from the coaches if that was their thought process, which it makes sense looking at it that way. So that's some really interesting decision making. Number 16, 17 and 18, really good players there. Andre Igufente at line out time has been so sharp for the Stormers. At set piece he's been really good, playing alongside his great college teammate from 2019 and 2018, Jan-Hendrik Wessels. So those guys know each other well. They're going to be confident. They're going to want to prove that they want to play together as well in the future. Wilco Louw, been really good every single time he puts on the green and gold jersey. And then, of course, the other guys, Ben Jason Dixon and Marco van Staden. Marco van Staden is such a good international rugby player. And I thought Ben Jason Dixon was okay last week. He was very good the week before against England. I thought he was okay against Scotland. I think the one thing with Ben Jason Dixon is he maybe just tries too much too quickly. He doesn't really try to grow into the game. He tries to force himself into the game, and I think he just needs to calm down and play the way he did against England, and the things will happen. The good things will happen. Not every play has to be a highlight play. Not every single ruck has to be a counter ruck either. So I think for Ben Jason Dixon, obviously the coaches trust in him. They see something good there. He is a utility as well. He can play loose forward and he can play lock, and he's a good line-out option as well. So it does make sense to have him there. So that's going to be interesting to see if he does play well. Then looking at the backline players, then number 21, Herschel Jantjies, number 22, Manu Lebok, number 23, Damien Willemse. Another interesting little selection thing here. all three of those guys have played together for the Stormers. They know each other well, so it's not like you're putting Herschel Yankees in an environment where he's not sure what he's doing. And the same thing with the backline players there. Jaco Williams and Apelele Fassi play together at the Sharks. They know how to play together. All these guys know how to play together. Of course, the one thing is maybe Kobus Reinach and Vusi Moyo, but those guys have been training together. They were understanding that this was how it was going to be this week. They were probably training together for 2 weeks now, getting more cohesion, understanding how they play. And I think for a guy like Kobus Reinach, he's such a good scrum off that he can kind of play with any 10 outside of him and he'll make them look good. Of course, it is up to the forward pack to get some go forward ball, and that Wales forward pack does not want to take a backward step either. But I mean, just look at that. Yankees has been good for the Springboks before. Really interesting to see how he's going to do after playing in France for a season or two. Mani Lebok been really good every single time he plays for the Springboks. And of course, Damian Willemse, one of the most important players for the green and gold team, the Springboks, over the last few years. So a really strong bench, some game changers there. Jan-Hendrik Wessels, Wilke Lou, Van Staden, Willemse and Lebok. They can come on in the second half and cause some havoc as well. But now looking at the Wales team, they've chosen a really strong team as well. Some of these names I do struggle to pronounce, but a really strong team selected here, definitely full strength. So I'll go over the team here. Number 1, Rhys Carre. Number 2, Dowie Lake as captain. Number 3, Dylan Lewis. Number 4, Teddy Williams. Number 5, Adam Beard. Number 6, Alex Mann. That's going to be very interesting in South Africa. Me personally, I think Alex Mann is an awesome player, but after the whole eye gouge incident from last year with Eben Etzebeth, it should be very interesting with the crowd. Of course, if the crowd was to do anything very negative, I would not support that, but Alex Mann, a really good player. He's going to be up for the occasion in Durban. Number 7, Jack Morgan. Number 8, Aaron Wainwright. So a really good loose trio there for Wales. Number 9, Thomas Williams. Sticking with number 10, Dan Edwards. I do like that number 9-10 combination. There's just a lot of energy there, experience with the youngster as well, but Dan Edwards is getting more experience as well. He's a good runner, he's a great player. I've seen him since under 20s, and I think he can honestly get a job done against most of the teams in the world, so that's going to be interesting there. Number 11, Josh Adams, one of the most kind of competitive players in the world. Number 14, Louis Rees-Zammit, who's played with the British and Irish Lions there as well. Both of these guys have had kind of good games against the Springboks and bad games, but they will be experienced in South Africa. They know what to do. They know kind of how to get the team up for it. Some really good players there. Number 12, Ben Thomas. Number 13, Max Llewellyn. So a kind of a change up there in the centres, but not a bad change up either. Both of those guys are good players. Ben Thomas is a player I rate very highly. He's a good ball player, can play 10 as well. You can kind of see that maybe Wales are trying to get the ball out wide this game. They're not trying to take it physically in the centres as well. If we were to see the other centre combination from Wales that they were playing throughout the other games, we might try to see that Wales would try to take the backline from South Africa on physically, because they do have a physical backline, the Wales team, but right now they're going for more of a quick backline, a more agile backline, a bit more of a playmaking backline, and that does make sense going up against the likes of a Dale Lindy and a Creel as well. Of course, number 15, Blair Murray, a really solid player that can break the game wide open at any moment. Of course, this Wales team right now is going to have to work extremely hard for every single inch they gain against the Springboks, and that's the whole beauty of international rugby as well. But looking at the bench, Ryan Elias, number 16, Nicky Smith, 17, Ben Warren, 18, Freddie Thomas, 19, Tommy Raffel, 20, that's a big call up there, James Botham, 21, number 22, Ruben Morgan Williams, number 23, Joe Hawkins. So in my opinion, this Wales team is not weak at all. It's a pretty strong team. A lot of change from the last few weeks, but it's good to see guys get experience, guys getting game time. But overall, I don't see that many weaknesses in the Wales team at all. Maybe the centre pairing could be a little bit of a weakness after being changed from the centre pairing that's played for a lot of the other tests. But that centre pairing can still give you some really good moments and maybe get you into the game in a different way than the other centre combination offers. So the players I'm the most excited to see from Wales, of course, you've got Rhys Carre. Him against, I think it's number 3, Carlo Sardi, is going to be a very good matchup there. Dowie Lake, a captain, versus a guy like Malcolm Marx. I think Dowie Lake is a really good player for Wales. Very physical as well. Adam Beard against the likes of a Kobus Visa. That's going to be interesting. And Ruben van Heerden as well. But that loose forward battle. Alex Mann, Jack Morgan and Aaron Wainwright. 3 incredible runners with the ball. 3 incredible loose forwards up against the likes of a Paul de Villiers, Peter Steve de and Jasper Visa. I'm going to have to give the kind of win there to the Springboks. But that loose trio from Wales is full of determination, full of grit, and those guys can get the unseen hard work done really well. Those 3 guys will be key for Wales in getting go forward ball and just giving them some sort of momentum against a very massive Springbok forward pack. And of course in the back line, really excited to see number 9 and number 10, Williams and Dan Edwards, and of course the wings as well, Josh Adams and Louis Rees-Zammit. So it's going to be very interesting there. So I think both sides of the coin there, the forward pack and the back line, as well as the bench actually, all of those guys from Wales there can put up a good fight, and I think honestly Wales will put up a really good fight against the Springboks, but I don't think they can do it for 80 minutes. Realistically, my prediction is I think the Springboks will win by a healthy margin, but I think this should be a really good test match to watch. I think early on, if Wales can stay in the fight, I know these Welsh teams as well, they've been very good in Durban when they've toured there as well for the URC. I mean, watching as a Sharks fan, they always seem to be a bit more comfortable playing in Durban. It's because the kind of very humid conditions forces the game into a very scrappy affair, kind of where the teams have to be very physical with each other, more of a stop-start type of game, and that does suit the Wales team as well. But if the Springboks can kind of play through the conditions, it is winter in Durban as well, so it might not be as humid. I will have to look at the conditions, the weather reports as well, but if the Springboks can just play their game, play the attacking structure they normally play, have confidence in themselves, and I think the Springboks will win this game by quite a heavy margin. But that being said, I think Wales will have to come out the gate firing, try get early points on the board if they want a chance at winning this game. But realistically, I think the Springboks will win, but I think it's going to be a very good test match. So let me know your predictions down below. Let me know which players you're the most excited to see. For the Springboks, the 5 players I'm the most excited to see, I'll go 3 in the starting lineup, 2 on the bench. I'm going to go with Cobus Vesa to see how he does after last week's performance. I'm going to go Paul de Villiers again at number 6. Then I'm going to go Vusi Moyo at number 10. Then on the bench, the 2 players I'm the most excited to see, I'm going to go for Manie Lebok and Damian Willemse together. Those guys can really tear a team wide open. They are some incredible players. And the 5 guys I'm the most excited to see for Wales this week, 3 in the starting lineup. Number 1, Rhys Carre. Number 6, Alex Mann, because it's going to be very interesting with the crowd. And of course, number 14, Louis Rees-Zammit, to see if he can get back to his good form. Then the 2 guys on the bench, I'm going to have to go for Joe Hawkins at number 23, a really good player there. Then Tommy Raffel. Can he slow the ball down? Can he do what he does for Leicester Tigers? And of course, at club level, what he did at all the other clubs he's been at. And for Wales, can he do it against South Africa? But let me know your predictions down below. I've got South Africa winning by a healthy margin. I think the Springboks will just be too strong, and I'm expecting 4 very interesting but very good debuts there from those players: Kadlu Sadi, Ruben van Heerden, Jaco Williams, and of course Vusi Moyo as well. So let me know which players you're the most excited to see. Let me know your predictions down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.